Tony D and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant on Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare, a movie so bloody I'm afraid to show you the whole trailer. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. The links are in the description. Comedy Horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys, books 1 through 16. Available on Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. From the twisted minds behind Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. In fact, the house at the beginning of this thing looks insanely familiar to me. I think it either has a similar architecture or is the same house as the Blood and Honey production. I'm almost sure of it, but I've seen a lot of movie trailers, so don't quote me on it. So yeah, it's Peter Pan as a serial killer and kidnapper of children. Gross. Really gross. And here he is. He's going to kill this bus driver. And I really don't want to show you the rest. It's really bloody. I mean, it's as bloody as The Terrifier. So if you like those movies, I think you'll probably like this. I don't want to see this. Again, you know me. I'm not a big fan of these, let's take a public domain thing that was for children and let's make it as disgusting and as creepy and as horrible as possible. Don't see what that's doing for anybody. I really don't. I don't find it interesting. I don't find it funny or ironic. I just find it kind of sick that you would do this to beloved characters. Now, Peter Pan, you could probably, I mean, that one translates slightly better than some of the others, but really just making him a serial killer that kidnaps children, yeah, it's no good. It's also no good to make your characters insanely insane. I mean, this character appears to be cuckoo bananas. I don't think he has magical powers, but at one point he's levitating. I don't know. I assume it's all in his mind. It's going to be, he's just going to kill a bunch of people until at the end somebody turns the tables on him. First act, children are going missing. Well, what the heck's the problem? Turns out it's this crazy circus clown / serial killer who's stalking the public using his van. It says Neverland. And he kidnaps kids. It's horrible. Sorry. Didn't get much sleep last night. It's just horrible. Second act, we get to see him kidnap a bunch of kids and murder a bunch of people under very, very bloody circumstances. And it gets increasingly bloody and bizarre and creepy, except one of the kids, the main character, is the guy who's going to, I assume, kill Peter Pan at the end of this thing, or at least incapacitate him or whatever. And he does. The end. Again, back in the 80s, they made these movies. They were slasher movies. The idea was you'd make enough jumps and scares for teenagers on a date. You'd take your date to a scary movie and she'd bury her face into your arm or chest and not really watch the movie, and you'd make out, or maybe you'd just hold her, and then the movie would be over at the end. Now, I don't know what they're making this movie for. I guess the same crowd, they're just at home watching it on streaming. These movies are cheap to make, and they do make money. Apparently, they've made a lot of money, the Blood and Honey guys. I mean, it's not a dumb idea. But I would prefer original horror movies. I hope once these guys run out of old IPs to exploit, they eventually graduate to something original. But I think there's a limit to exploiting the old IPs for your brand, because eventually I think your customers get used to that, and then when you finally do put out something new, they go, oh, I don't want this, I never heard of this. Put out the Winnie the Pooh stuff again, or do another sequel. And that could, put you in that mode. So would I see this? No. I just don't want to say it. You can say it if you want. The newest entry in the Pooh-averse, oh wow, it's a universe, follows Wendy Darling as she strikes out in an attempt to rescue her brother Michael from the clutches of the evil Peter Pan, who intends to send him to Neverland. Along the way, she meets Tinkerbell, who is twisted in this version of the story. Oh, shocker. Shocker, Tinkerbell's not an actual fairy, but a twisted version of whatever. I don't know. Who the hell knows? I'll never know because just not really interested in it. But you can watch it if you like. If you like the Terrifier, this might be the movie for you. And that's it for me, Tony D, and Little Joan. Not a lot of movies today. It's kind of a dry spell coming up as we get to Christmas. Anyhow, I will be at the Mistletoe Mart on Hamilton, which will be very pleasant from 5 to 8. Looks like the weather's going to hold. So, yeah, look for that. It may rain very early in the morning, but it's supposed to be dry the rest of the day. So I hope to see you there. We'll see you tomorrow.